Ooh, the plastic's still on. Don't do it. I'm not. Oh, so tempting. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of LJ's Garage. It has been a minute, but I am back. So, today we are sitting in a 2022 Hyundai Palisade. This is an SEL. Hyundai says that this is unlimited adventure. I'm not quite sure this is exactly that, but it is very nice. And so today, stay tuned as I give you a walk around tour of the Hyundai Palisade and show you why I like this a lot and why Hyundai deserves your attention and to remain on your list. And if you need a third row SUV, trust me, that's a competitive market and Hyundai holds its own. So let's go. Before I start off with the interior, I just want to show you guys the outside, because if you don't like the outside, chances are you're probably not going to want one of these. But this is actually a pretty good looking SUV in my opinion. And fun fact, this actually does have a twin, and that's the Kia Telluride. And, you know, some people say that the Telluride's better. I won't make that decision for you, but you can see pretty similar shape, pretty similar features. So, you know, shop around. And special thanks to Superior Hyundai in Beaver Creek, Ohio for letting me film this Palisade. And if you're in the area, be sure to stop in and ask for Bob. And if you are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. So the Palisade starts at about $34,000 for the base trim. You get a 3.8 liter V6 in all the trims, 291 horsepower, 262 foot-pounds of torque, an 8-speed automatic, and you get front-wheel drive or optional all-wheel drive. So the Palisade comes in 4 different trims. You've got the SE, the SEL, the Limited, and then the Calligraphy. Calligraphy being the top of the line, bougie, max luxury. And then you've got the SEL somewhere right below the Limited. And for most people, that checks a lot of the boxes that they actually need. And with all that being said, obviously no car is one size fits all. So for some, this might be everything. And others, they might need a little bit more and they might want to spend some money and get the Calligraphy. But this has plenty of bells and whistles and plenty of space, plenty of practicality, and fairly good gas mileage. So we're off to a great start. So I'm going to start with the back of this Palisade because I feel like most people that are looking for a third row SUV, you know, need it for the third row. Some people, you know, they might have a thing for foster dogs or whatever, and so they may be filling this with dogs or cats. Cat people are okay too. But let's just say that you do have kids. The captain's chairs are my top recommendation unless you have the need for that third extra seat. But for the most part, I feel like it gives you just enough space between the kids. And on top of that, the added benefit is this little, you know, walkway of sorts that lets you get to the third row pretty easily. And so that's what I like most about the captain's chairs. But it's not for everyone, so just look for that if you're able to find one of these. I apologize, guys, that the market is just absolutely crazy. But hang in there. It will get better. As Dorothy would like to say, the sun will come up tomorrow. Is that Dorothy? I don't know. Don't quote me. And this is good material, cloth seats. And if need be, you can fold these right up. And if you're curious just how easy it is to get to that third row, if you don't want to walk around like a normal person, you know, kids are kind of different nowadays. Press this little button right there. There you go. So let's go ahead and hop in. Ugh. So ta-da, I'm in here. And while I'm here, I'll show you guys what everything looks like. Good materials, just solid interior. So far, so good. And this is what the interior on the higher trims looks like. Just to give you an idea of the space that I have back here, I'm 5'9", got plenty of headroom, and then this is plenty of legroom. So honestly, if you see that, the second row is actually set for someone just a little bit shorter than I am. So if there was a need for more space, I could. Oh, wait, come back. You've got this little red pull hook right here. You can pull this, and that'll let the seat slide a little bit. Let's say you want to put it right there. Bam. And now, look how much space I got. Plenty. Good, usable space. So far, so good. Yeah. If you're not impressed by the Palisade, don't worry, there's more. How nice is that? And it just tucks right up in there. You won't even know that's there. And then back here you got a little charging port, climate control vents, another charging port on that side. And let's move these. And if we move these floor mats out of the way, you'll see you got cup holders. Interesting design, but they work nonetheless. All right, now we're gonna go to the second row. So from back here, you got your cup holders and door locks. You got your little window shade, so that's pretty nice. And then you do have your climate controls back here for your third zone, which is actually really nice to have third row climate control adjustments back here. So this is pretty nice. You got your 12-volt outlet right there, a regular home plug right there. Hyundai's done a pretty cool placement of their USB ports. You've got one on the driver's seat. Come over here, you got one on the passenger seat, and of course, a place for your maps. Who on earth adjusted this? Mr. Longneck? By the way, this can tow 5,000 pounds. While we're back here, I'll show you, you've got the controls for your second row. So go ahead and push that, look at that, push that here, look at that. And unfortunately, this does not bring them back up, so you have to go old school and go up there and bring them back up yourself, right? It's not too hard. Then to lower the third row, just like that, push these down, and you can see how much room you would have. And if you're someone that keeps your third row down, you'll see that that's all you really need. Plenty, plenty, plenty. Talk about under storage. Bam. Look at that. A whole other level of amazing storage that you get. You got your little jack. And then when it's time to close it up, go ahead and push. Boom. So we're in the front row now. You can see you got your sunroof. And unfortunately, it's manual. But it's really not that hard to open that, you know? At least you don't have to open the window by manual movement. Just give that a little close real quick. But it's all pretty standard, easy. I mean, there's nothing crazy about this, but look at that. It's just nice looking. Got your little, ooh, what is that thing? Look at that. So if you want to see what's going on back there, you got a little other rear view camera thing. What on earth? Look at that. Look at that thing. Can you guys see that? That's cool. All right, so now here's a quick little pan of this. You can see what everything looks like from the driver's perspective. That's my leg. All right, all right. Even though this is not a full touchscreen display across the whole dash, they've done a pretty good job of tying it all in. Some people don't love the piano black, but it's not excessive in here. And you can see along the doors, they do a good job of trying to blend everything nicely in here. And I think they've done a great job. So we'll start over here on this left side. So you've got your traction control, your lane departure, your blind spot monitoring system. Then you've got your hatch release and your electronic parking brake. As for the gauges themselves, they are analog, which is not a bad thing. So if people say the word analog and that makes you upset, then you know that this is not the trim for you, but it has everything that you need. I guarantee you that. So there's a couple different things that you can do on the menu. You can see your modes that you're driving in. You can see your digital miles per hour if you really wanted to. There's a lot of things that are available in the menu. And if you press this, you can see that you've got your lane keep settings, your driver assistance. If we go ahead and give that a little clicky-maclicky, it'll tell you all of the different safety features that you get. Since I know that safety is very important to parents, which I hope that's all parents, but sadly there's some parents that might not care. But I'm going to cover safety anyways, and I'm going to break down a little bit of what you get with this. So the first thing that you're going to get, forward collision avoidance. Basically, if the car detects that you're about to be in an accident, it'll alert you and let you know that you need to pay attention, wake up, do something, and then what it'll do is it'll apply the brakes and prepare the car for a potential collision. And hopefully it can save you and stop you in time, but that's what that means. This does have smart cruise control, so as the name says, you set your cruise control to whatever speed you need, and it'll keep the distance between the car in front of you. Simple as that. You've got your blind spot monitoring system. Pretty standard. It'll beep and let you know that there's a car in your blind spot. If you need more explanation than that, let's talk about some things, because you might not need to be driving. Then you have your lane keep assist, and this, you got two settings. You can either set it to just alert you, or if you really are in need of some assistance, you can let the car keep you in your lane. So pretty nice that it gives you the option to adjust. You've got high beam assist, which works your headlights for you. So if you do need your high beams on, it'll kick them on. The minute it detects lights from any other cars, it'll go ahead and kick those high beams off. That, ooh, the plastic's still on. Don't do it. I'm not, oh, so tempting. So you do get Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. This whole thing is touchscreen. You can customize the widgets, and it's pretty quick. Like I said, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. You got your rear climate controls there, and that's pretty nice to be able to adjust. But other than that, not much that's exciting, other than voice memo. So if you really want to make a note for yourself, maybe you come up with $1 million idea on the drive home, you can just do that there. But otherwise, look at that, you got your Wi-Fi. You can always opt for that if you want. This one a lot of parents will like. It's got a quiet mode, so whenever you use quiet mode, only the front speakers actually work. So that's kind of nice if you got some sleeping children or sleeping adults back there. On this right-hand side, you'll see you've got the seatbelt alert, so it'll tell you who's not wearing their seatbelt. Then you can go back there and spank them. Now let's talk about down here. You've got your heated seats. And then you've got your drive mode selector right there. So you got a couple different modes on this one. You can just leave it in smart and let it choose what's best if I were you. But you got snow, eco, comfort, and sport. And those just adjust your transmission settings. That's really about that. And then, if you put it in sport, it'll hold the RPMs just a little bit longer to let you get some max power. Then you've got your auto hold. So that's if you're just sitting in traffic. If you want, you can take your foot off the brake. The car will hold that for you. I like what Hyundai has done with this little shifter setup here. So to save some space in the console, they went ahead and they just did the electronic shifters, and it looks good with the buttons and niceness. You got dual climate control, so you want to make sure everything is set to 69, obviously. And then, other than that, there's nothing crazy important. You got your automatic stop start. You can turn that on and off as you choose. I like that. But otherwise, just standard buttons, standard controls. I mean, it's not much to really dive into. Down here though, you've got your cup holders, which I have a little bit of a problem with these cup holders. So growing up, I was always told to keep electricity and water and stuff away from each other, so it's kind of strange to see the cup holders readily available next to your charge port. So yeah, then you got your regular USB charger there, and when you're done, you just twist these back in. And I feel like these are going to be susceptible to breaking. But when you're done with everything in here, just pull this closed, and when you're ready to open it up, bam. When it comes to storage, you got plenty down there. Another charge port, and this is nice and deep. I can fit my whole fist in there. And you got a little storage under here too, which is actually really nice. This is a kind of good spot to put maybe, a purse or something. And then, glove box. Oh. And overall, the details, the attention to making sure things fit together nicely, it's all well done. I have zero complaints. And then, for those of you that want to see this little mirror, look at that. And now I'm just going to show you guys a little bit of the outside. There's not really much to dive into, but I'll give you guys a little tour of what that looks like. Save the best for last, maybe. Once again, you can see the unique front end. It's got pretty good wheels. It's got unique side mirrors. There's just a lot about this car that kind of is its own thing. And then as far as the key fob goes, you do have remote start. I forgot to mention that. Next to this one, you'll notice there is a limited trim and the calligraphy trim. So here's a sneak peek of what that looks like. But if you have any other questions, please let me know. Otherwise, thank you so much for checking out yet another episode of LJ's Garage.